the heart of a gentle valley lies Meadow Creek, a town where life moves with the seasons, not the clock. Children's laughter and birdsong fill the air, and neighbors are always ready to help. Here lives Tom, a quiet, curious boy with a love for exploring the fields and woods around his home. Tom's days are filled with simple joys, helping in the garden, listening to stories, and collecting treasures from nature. But even in the calmest places, change can arrive unexpectedly, ready to test the spirit of anyone, even Tom. Soon, Tom's peaceful world would be shaken by a challenge he never saw coming. Tom's challenge began with a family heirloom, a silver locket, precious to his mother. The locket, with its delicate bird engraving, had been passed down through generations, carrying with it stories of love, hope, and resilience. Tom's mother often told him how it brought her comfort in difficult times, and Tom cherished it as a symbol of their bond. One golden afternoon, while playing near the edge of the mysterious Whispering Woods, Tom absent-mindedly fiddled with the locket. Suddenly, it slipped from his fingers and vanished into the thick undergrowth. He dropped to his knees, frantically parting leaves and grass, but the locket was nowhere to be found. The woods, usually alive with birdsong, seemed to hush around him, as if holding its breath. Panic and guilt overwhelmed him as he searched in vain, the woods suddenly feeling dark and forbidding. Shadows stretched longer, and every rustle made his heart race. Tom's mind raced with worries. What if he never found it? What would he tell his mother? That night, Tom couldn't sleep, haunted by the loss and the thought of disappointing his mother. He replayed the moment over and over, wishing he could turn back time. The silence of his room was broken only by the whisper of the wind outside, reminding him of the woods and the secret they now kept. The next day, the woods loomed in his mind, and the weight of the missing locket grew heavier. Sunlight streamed through his window, but Tom felt a shadow over his heart. He gazed out at the forest, its trees swaying gently, as if beckoning him to return. Tom knew he had to get it back, but the thought of entering the woods alone filled him with dread. The stories he'd heard about the Whispering Woods, of people losing their way, of strange voices calling from the shadows, echoed in his mind. Yet, the memory of his mother's smile and the importance of the locket gave him pause. The Whispering Woods were full of stories, of people getting lost, of strange sights and sounds. Some said the trees themselves whispered secrets, and that the forest protected what it claimed. Tom's imagination ran wild, picturing all the mysteries hidden beneath the canopy. Tom's courage flickered, but he couldn't let go of hope. He took a deep breath, determined to face his fears and find the locket. With each step toward the woods, he reminded himself of the love that bound his family, and the belief that even in the darkest places, hope could guide him home. Tom's friend Lily noticed his gloom and gently coaxed the truth from him. Instead of judging, Lily offered support and insisted they'd recover the locket together. She suggested enlisting Sam, the town's young outdoors expert. Sam listened, then calmly assured them the woods could be navigated safely with teamwork and care. With Lily's spirit and Sam's know-how, Tom's fear eased. The daunting woods now seemed less menacing, a challenge they could face as a team. For the first time since losing the locket, Tom felt hope. Together, they set out to reclaim what was lost. At sunrise, Tom, Lily, and Sam met at the edge of the Whispering Woods, ready for their quest. Sam led the way, asking Tom to recall details about where the locket was lost. Tom remembered a mossy boulder and blue flowers, clues that guided them to the right spot. The ground was tangled and messy, but Sam organized their search into sections. Each friend took a part, methodically sifting through leaves and roots. The overwhelming task became manageable, and Tom's nerves calmed. With determination, the friends began their careful search. The adventure had truly begun. Hours slipped by as the friends wandered deeper into the whispering woods, their footsteps growing heavier with each passing moment. The fading light cast long shadows between the trees, and every rustle in the underbrush made their hearts race with hope, only to be dashed when it turned out to be nothing but wind or a startled animal. The forest seemed endless, and with every false glimmer, their spirits dimmed a little more. Doubt crept in, and the silence between them grew, broken only by the crunch of leaves beneath their boots. Frustration simmered beneath the surface, threatening to boil over. Then, suddenly, Lily lost her footing on a mossy root and tumbled to the ground, scraping her knee. The pain brought tears to her eyes, and for a moment the search was forgotten. Tom immediately knelt beside her, concern etched on his face, and the others gathered around, their worries shifting from the lost locket to their friend in need. With steady hands, Tom reached for Sam's first aid kit, pulling out antiseptic wipes and a bandage. Sam, remembering an old remedy, found a broad, soothing leaf nearby and handed it to Tom, who gently pressed it to Lily's wound. Their teamwork was quiet but sure, and Lily managed a grateful smile through her discomfort. In that moment, the friends realized how much they needed each other, not just to find the locket, but to make it through the challenges of the woods. Their frustration faded, replaced by a sense of unity and renewed determination. They promised to look out for one another, no matter what the forest threw their way. After a short rest on a fallen log, sharing water and quiet words of encouragement, the group gathered their strength. They stood up together, dusted off, and pressed on, now moving as a single, determined unit. Each friend watched out for the others, offering a hand over tricky roots or a word of support when someone lagged behind. The path ahead was far from easy. They crossed icy streams, steadying each other on slippery stones, and pushed through thorny thickets, taking turns clearing the way. Every obstacle became a chance to help, and every challenge a lesson in trust and friendship. Gradually, the woods began to feel less like an enemy and more like a test, a challenge they could overcome together. The sunlight filtering through the leaves seemed a little brighter, and laughter returned to their group, lightening the mood. Each small victory, whether finding a clue or simply making it past a tricky patch, built trust and courage. They celebrated these moments, high-fiving and cheering each other on, their bond growing stronger with every step. The search for the locket continued, but now they faced it as a united team, their determination shining through tired eyes. Together, they felt ready for whatever lay ahead. Though the locket was still missing, their resolve was stronger than ever. The trials of the Whispering Woods had forged them into something more than just friends. They were now a true team, ready to face the unknown together. Deeper in the woods, Sam spotted strange tracks and a silvery line in the dirt. The trail led to a hollow log where they heard faint chattering. Inside, they found a nest woven with shiny objects and the missing locket at its center. A clever magpie guarded its treasure, eyeing the children curiously. Relief washed over Tom, but now they had to retrieve the locket without disturbing the bird. Lily, thinking quickly, scattered some nuts and seeds nearby as a distraction. The magpie hopped out to investigate the treat. Their clever teamwork had brought them to the heart of the mystery. With the magpie distracted, the world seemed to pause for a moment. The gentle rustle of leaves and the distant chirping of other birds faded into the background as Tom steadied his breath. He knew this was his chance, a single opportunity to set things right, to prove to himself that he could be brave when it mattered most. With trembling hands, Tom carefully reached into the nest, his heart pounding in his chest. He felt the cool metal of the locket beneath his fingers and gently retrieved it, making sure not to disturb the magpie or its home. Relief washed over him as he held the precious object, the weight of his promise fulfilled. Triumph and gratitude filled him as he shared a smile with Lily and Sam, who had watched anxiously from below. their faces lit up with pride and excitement, knowing how much this moment meant to Tom. Together, they celebrated not just the return of the locket, but the courage it took to retrieve it. The walk home felt transformed. The woods now a place of wonder, not fear. Sunlight filtered through the trees, casting golden patterns on the path ahead. Every step felt lighter, as if the shadows that once haunted the Whispering Woods had been replaced by hope and possibility. When Tom returned the locket to his mother, he spoke honestly about the adventure, sharing not only the excitement but also his fears and doubts. His mother listened intently, her eyes shining with tears of relief and pride as she realized how much her son had grown. She embraced him, proud of his courage and growth. In that hug, Tom felt a warmth that told him he was truly home, and that his bravery had brought his family closer together. Tom learned that bravery isn't the absence of fear, but facing it with friends by your side. He realized that the support of Lily and Sam had given him the strength to do what once seemed impossible. The bonds forged in the Whispering Woods became his greatest treasure. Laughter echoed through the trees as the friends recounted their adventure, each memory weaving them closer together. Problems, he realized, can be solved step by step, together. No challenge was too great when faced as a team, and every obstacle became a lesson in trust and perseverance. Meadow Creek's quiet boy had become a hero, thanks to courage, friendship, and a little adventure. And as the sun set over the fields, Tom knew that the story of the Whispering Woods would live on, inspiring others to find their own courage, one step at a time.